Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I will be talking about a topic which is related with general pharmacology. Under general pharmacology, it is related with the signal transducer mechanism or the signal transduction mechanism or the second messenger system or the signal transduction. So it has many names. We already know that the signal transducer mechanism, there are four major types. That is, the first is the GPCR, then we have enzyme mediated action, then we have the ion channel mediated action, and then we have the nuclear mediated receptor action. That is further divided into many. The GPCR is further divided into many. We have the adenylyl cyclase pathway, we have the phospholipase pathway, and then the ion channel pathway. So under GPCR, I have chosen a topic which is adenylyl cyclase pathway, or otherwise called as CAMP pathway. Now, what happens in signal transduction? Signal transduction is more like a relay race, where a racer, the first person, transfer the thing which is given in hand to the other person. So that is the relaying of the information. So here also the information is relayed from one place to another place which is far away by some mediators, and those mediators would be known as the second messenger system. There are primary messenger system, the secondary messenger system, and the tertiary messenger system. You can relate it by the help of the process which goes in writing a letter and then posting a letter, and then when the letter gets delivered to a recipient. So a letter is a ligand and the post is a receptor, and it goes to the recipient, it reaches to the recipient via the train mode or the flight mode. So that train mode and the flight mode or the by road mode, when it goes, these are known as the second messenger system. And then finally it reaches to the recipient, which is the effector organ or the target tissue, or it can be enzyme or the protein. So roughly it is that. The signal transduction is the relaying of the information. It can be the transmembrane or it can be the intracellular transfer. I will explain you by the help of various steps. It involves 10 important steps, and then I will explain that 10 important steps by the help of figure. So we have GPCR. The name given GPCR is because of the receptor attached with the GDP. The receptor where attached with GDP, it is G protein coupled receptor. And then GDP is associated with three subunits, the alpha, the beta, and then gamma. Based on the different type of alpha subunit, this is again classified into many other G type. So basically I will discuss the GS and then GI type. The whole pathway is mainly for GS type. How we can make this pathway to GI type, I will tell later on. And at the end, I will give you one bonus point. So GPCR is there. In the GPCR, we have ligand binding domain and we have the effector domain. We already know that GPCR is 7 transmembrane helical structure or serpentine structure. So having two domain, one is extracellular, one is intracellular. The ligand or the agonist comes and bind to the receptor at the ligand binding domain. So there is agonist bind with the domain. Then what happens? There is some conformational change occurs in the receptor and the subunit. So there is conformational change in the receptor and subunit. This causes dissociation of the GTP, which is in bound form with alpha. That is dissociated as one complex, and then beta and gamma is also dissociated as another complex, and that also gives some other action. So dissociation is over. After that we have this G alpha, the GTP with alpha, this binds with an enzyme. Okay, everything is happening for a purpose. So it binds with an enzyme which is known as adenylyl cyclase enzyme. You must have heard this enzyme, right? Adenylyl cyclase enzyme. So when this complex GTP and alpha complex comes and bind with this enzyme, there is activation of this enzyme. And that causes conversion of ATP to CAMP. The main function of adenylyl cyclase is to convert ATP to CAMP. So when the enzyme is stimulated, you get more of CAMP, right? More of CAMP. So you get more of CAMP. Now more of CAMP, what it does? It causes the stimulation of protein kinase A. And when we see the structure of protein kinase A, it has two R domain or dimer, that is a regulator dimer, and we have two catalytic chain or catalytic chain. So this CAMP, the activated CAMP or the CAMP, goes and binds with the regulator dimer, and it activates the catalytic chain. So there is activation of catalytic chain. This is the activated portion. So the activated catalytic chain, and then the R part, the regulator dimer, it goes off. The regulator dimer simply goes off. Okay. So activated C chain. Now this activated C chain diffuse to cytoplasm or nucleus. It gets diffused to cytoplasm and nucleus. And then there is phosphorylation of a substrate. We get phosphorylation of a substrate. So the phosphate is added, or there is activation of substrate by addition of phosphate group from ATP, and then there is response given by the activator or the phosphate substrate. This is a bidirectional process. When the phosphate is released, then the substrate becomes inactive and ready for next activation. So these are the various steps which goes on in the GS type. What happens in GI type? So as the name suggests, it is an inhibitory process. That means all the action would be inhibited. How? The process would be same only. There is involvement of different type of alpha subunit, and that's why it is known as GI type. So the name would be changed, I type, and because it would be inhibitory, there would be inhibition of the enzyme adenylyl cyclase. Upon binding of a ligand, can be any ligand, binding of a ligand, there would be inhibition of adenylyl cyclase, which occurs via this G-mediated action or GDP-mediated action. So there is inhibition of CAMP. When the CAMP formation is inhibited, there is formation of CAMP is reduced, then we get a reduced action or inhibited action. So that is the only difference between GS and GI type. The bonus point which I was talking about in the beginning of the video is termination of action of CAMP. The termination of action of CAMP is through phosphodiesterase enzyme. So when there is the phosphodiesterase enzyme, it causes more formation, or it causes dissociation of CAMP to 5-AMP. This is how the action through CAMP is terminated. So I have told you about adenylyl cyclase pathway in both the flowchart manner and in the figure manner. Hope this would be helpful for better understanding of adenylyl cyclase pathway. Thank you so much.